We've already got one thumbs up. We are live.
Alright.
Let's see.
Takes a second for it to
It
load.
does take a second for it to load.
But that's okay. How's our lighting? I can't tell. I'm in the shadow when you sit back.
Let me. Well, that's a good question. I don't know. Surprising that's not done.
Ah, there we go. It's on.
It's on. All right.
Don said he's looking forward to this.
Lighting.
Laura is hello, looking forward to your new plan update. Lighting's thank you, Don. He said lighting's good.
Yeah, I was checking it on the
unless I hide
camera.
behind him. And then I go forward.
If I actually would have done this properly, I'd probably have a second interview light set up over to the other side of us. So we're just gonna kind of we wanted.
There's an alien behind us.
There's an alien on your shirt too. So we're gonna kind of just prep things a little bit.
Let people
You know, we got about
here
4 minutes or so. We'll actually kind of start diving into things. But John and Laura, I'm not sure if it's both of you or just Laura, but we just watched your setup here just a little bit ago for the outdoor space. Love the clamshell. We saw that when we were in Florida. We actually picked up a similar version,
and it's sitting in storage because we're on a gravel.
That we'll share more about where we are right now in just a bit too, because there's a little bit of stuff that
has been changing too. Oh, I guess you're going to update that too.
Yeah, there's lots of updates for us on things that's going on. We have both. Well, hi guys. And Mr. Reimel, depending on who all's with you at the family there. Please say hi to Nevia and your granddaughter.
Yeah,
I don't remember her name. Sorry. But who else we got? That's right now.
Okay. We can go ahead and get going.
We have, well, I believe Curtis, at least
Charity.
Curtis, and
hi to Charity.
oh yes, hi Charity.
If you're watching with Grandpa.
And Havla, if you're joining Curtis, hi to you too as well. Sorry about seeing what happened with the winds
AC
and that,
unit,
and the AC unit. That kind of sucks. So, we still got 2 more minutes. Let's see who else is.
See who's
And
on.
Miss Marks and Mr. Marks. Hi guys, thanks for catching that I didn't bother to put a time on the one app. Doug Boudreau had caught that I failed to mention a time. So much is going on that time has kind of really.
It'd make it easier for him to see.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it. I need to take. Ooh.
No, stop.
Ooh, no,
Stop.
that.
Boom, live.
Boom live. Oh, who said boom live?
John probably. I can see him doing that. Hi, Devin.
Wow, even my son has jumped on.
Hello.
I guess you will get an update too, son.
No, stop, don't. He thinks like I do. All right, so let's go ahead and at least tell people who we are.
For those of you, most of you that we see in the chat do know who we are, but if you happen to be joining us at a future time or just jumping in on a replay, I am Chris.
And I am Suzanne.
And together, by the powers that be vested in us, sorry, Curtis, I don't remember how you said it, but it was great.
But Santa Claus did it for us. We are.
Santa did it for us?
Yeah.
We are Giffords on the go. And true to form, we are staying unperfect in an intro. So, I think that might just be the tag. We're just never going to get it right because of me, mainly. So, 2019. Wow. For the first 2 months, it's been
A whirlwind.
a whirlwind. A lot of you that we're chatting with, and we know, we got to meet at Nomad Fest, and we've become great friends with through Nomad Fest, the movie, the app, and unfortunately, just a lot of things happened, and that's kind of disappeared. And that it breaks our heart. But the best, we're not looking at the unfortunate side of things, because it has brought us so many really neat friends that we've seen many groups pop up. If you caught us from one of the ones that did pop up, thank you for watching us. And our little quirkiness, our little setups are who we are. And we plan on investing in our friendships, and look forward to the ones that we get to meet down the road, and maintaining
get to camp with, get to meet, yeah.
Maintaining the friendships that we have been fostering for the last several months.
Which has been very important to me, and something I touched on with Curtis was, and Havilah, was community for me has been much needed, and
if you're reading in the comments, my son, so Dream Fury is my youngest son, Devin, and he just posted, if you're reading the comments, if you're not, he says, I found you 23 years ago. Am I the real fan? Son, you are one, because your brother is not here. He would only have you by a year, but I'm very happy that you are on here, Devin, and I'm excited because you know a small snippet of what's going on, but you can't say nothing.
You can't say anything yet.
We'll get there. So with the app going away, and we're seeing more and more that it's on the last days, really, is how I see. We're still finding ways for everybody to connect and communicate, and that for us is very, very huge. One of the biggest reasons why we fell in love even more with RVing is because of the community. I knew my neighbors, but I didn't know them the way I know several of you that are actually on here, and this is like crazy. This is the most comments that. If you saw my Wandering with the Workmen's interview video at 70 miles an hour, that's about how my mind goes. I squirrel out a lot. So let's get into, I guess, some of the updates. You kind of heard some of the backstory, and thank you all who are remaining in connection and all of that. We plan on seeing you at some point in time, somewhere down the road. We're not 100% sure.
They are our new fans. X marks the spot as our new fans.
So, over the course of the last week, everything that went on with Epic Nomad and all of that hit us very hard in the heart, because seeing so many people that we care about, it caused a lot of turmoil and heartache for a lot of other peoples, and that hurt us,
Not just us.
in the heart. And so there's so many people that were affected by it. So we had that going on over the course of the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Seeing that going on. In this time, my job has had a lot of turmoil and stuff really going on that has made my heart and my mind and everything very, very heavy. If you've ever taken and been in New Mexico or Texas in what they call the Permian Basin, it's the Texas oil fields. They gave us a stat in 2018 in the Permian Basin roads alone. There was 48,000 automobile accidents, and I think they said it equated out to like 128 vehicle accidents a day.
And these are his safety meetings that he's getting these stats from, which was like a weekly thing.
Yeah, that stat was one they told us last Thursday. And watching guys that will take on a semi without any regards for anybody in life, they'll pass 10 cars, they'll cut in front of a semi, and when you watch this, it gets very tiring, very draining. And when you're spending anywhere from 2 to 6 hours a day on these roads, you start stressing a little bit about it, and you wonder, just like being in an RV, it's not if, It's when.
Yeah,
And
statistics. Yeah.
and
The
I've had
numbers game.
already 4 close calls just because of stupid people. Bottom line, stupid people. They don't care much about their lives. So, along with some things going on at the company that I work for, and that's none of that is for something to be aired here, but it created a lot of stress. I decided to make a change. So, in our updates, change number 1, I left my job today. I resigned as the position that I was in and let them know I was no longer going to be back. So that's change number 1. Well, let's backtrack. We'll go back to change half. In New Mexico, we're at the Escapers Ranch in Lakewood, New Mexico. And we actually kind of fell in love with...
It's an SKP ranch.
An
it's one of
SKP
the
ranch.
original ranch.
Yeah. We found kind of a fun little place here.
They're quirky and weird just like us, which is nice. And they're all in RVs. A lot of them are a little bit more mature than us.
Yes, we those of us here, the 3 of us that are in this room, well, there's actually 4, but we can't show you the cameraman.
Yeah.
We're probably one of the youngest sets here.
Yeah,
and,
there's one gentleman that's younger than us by a few years, and that's it.
And we're okay with that.
Yeah.
Because it's very peaceful here.
Yeah.
So, we have decided we are probably going to go ahead and make this a good snowbird landing spot.
So
for us.
this is a co-op ranch with escapees, and it's designed that if you buy I call it a slip, but it's a slot here in the park. It's a 99-year lease. One of the things about this is it gives us a flat. We pay a flat amount of money that you agree upon from the previous owner, and you pay your maintenance fee up front, and then for the rest of the year, you basically, other than your electric bill, that's all you have to pay. And then the next year, come January, all you would pay is your maintenance bill, and you could do that quarterly if you want for the following year. And then from here on out, all we would have basically is we're gonna highball it here, about $1,500 would be our maintenance fee, plus electric if we're on the lot. If we're not on the lot, then we could put the lot into the rental pool, and then the ranch then earns money to help offset a lot of their costs. They just upgraded the water system to a reverse osmosis. Anybody who's been in New Mexico knows that the water's very hard here, so that's a huge bonus being in an RV. It's not like a fancy place. There's no showers, but they do have a laundry room. They have a ranch house where they do daily happy hours, the typical escapees things.
Which we had never done before. Again, Nomad Fest was our first kind of get together, so we're getting to learn more and more of our RV community.
Yeah. So we wanted to have, for us in these years to come, we could have a place to land that really won't cost us anything other than our electric bill, and then we'll have our annual maintenance, but it'll give us a place to take a break.
Yeah, kind of. Those that have seen, we've got the Imaginarium here, Imaginarium 2. The next version will show up here for some things. So those are kind of the first real little updates that 2019 has brought us in.
And why did you quit your job? Like, what are you doing now?
I'm live on YouTube with you.
Right.
What are you doing?
You told them that you quit your job today, so what are you doing?
Oh, so with that being said,
squirrel again, did you catch
change
it?
number 3 that is happening. I'm flying on Tuesday. I'm giving her a kiss goodbye, and I'm out the door. We're going to head up to Albuquerque, put me on a plane. She's going to give me a kick, and away we go. First stop, I'm going to go up and see Devin, Mr. Dream Fury on there, and my other son Cassidy in Seattle, as well as I get to hook up and see my sister, which I haven't gotten to see her in almost 2 years now since since we came back down through. So I'm excited about that.
Up
Just
in
to,
the Seattle area.
in the Seattle area. So short little layover in Seattle for about 10 hours, I think it is at most. Spend some time with the boys, spend some time with my sister, and then I'm going to get back on a plane and head north.
To Alaska.
I'm heading back up to work in Alaska, a little bit further north on the slope than I was last time. So I will be working up in the Arctic Circle on a rotational schedule. Kind of didn't think I was going back there, but then again, there's a lot of things. Our 2019 looked very, very differently a week and a half ago. We were
You don't say.
we were planning on going to the film school. We had that all lined up to go to the film school in April in Wellington. Nomad Fest was in the plans for October. Those we knew we were going to Alaska this year, just not quite the way we're going now.
And it's a twofold why we made this choice.
Yeah. So
you want me to share? Okay.
Well, it is. You know, they are a little more connected to you in that category than me.
Well, okay, so it's a twofold. Is some of you know and don't know, but my daughter actually is living full time in Alaska again, and she's in Valdez, Alaska. Loves the community, and she's starting her adult life on full swing up there. My son and his fiance are both from Alaska, and they are getting married this summer. They're actually in Minnesota, and they're going to be getting married in Alaska. So there was this part of us that was trying to figure out how to get me up there for at least a month, because I wanted some time with my daughter and then with to be there for the wedding. So because Chris loves me so much and he's so kind in this way, and when everything started falling apart, we're like, how can we do this? And I kept saying it would be really cool to just plop me down up there. And my daughter had offered that I could rent her room out at the house. She's renting a room out of a house of like 15 bedrooms, so she's got a room in there. But her and her boyfriend have a different living situation in the summer, and
they're in an RV.
I know that was the irony of this, because anyways. So when Chris, we started looking at, okay, what could we do? We realized that we could drive our rig up there, take our home up to Valdez, Alaska, get a long-term spot there for the summer months, which is not very long in Alaska. But then when he came home on his rotations, on his R&R, that's rest and reprieve, right? Anyways, that
Rest and relaxation.
He could,
Or it's a railroad crossing.
or never know. Sometimes it feels like that. But anyway, so when he would come home, I would be able to pick him up in Anchorage, or he'd come down, and then we could go all over Alaska in places that we haven't gotten to see together. I spent most of my adult life in Alaska, so I was fortunate to catch a lot of it, but not as much as I would like. So.
Yeah. So, part of the reason we bought the rig that we bought was because of the boondocking, and we knew we were going to make a trip to Alaska. Didn't know that it was going to suddenly come into play here in about 2 months.
And Alaska summer is basically, the campgrounds open May 1st to May 15th, and they go till about September 15th. That's the summer season. So we literally will drive up in May, and we'll be back on the road by the end of August. And there's been a few questions that have come through. Do you want to answer a couple of them?
Let's kind of. Apparently, my son likes spam number 10.
I don't know who span number 10 is.
No, I'm not sure 100%. That's things. Yes.
You have to read what you
all
are
right.
seeing.
So I'm going to scroll back a little bit, because this is like the craziest chat that I've actually we've had on one of ours. Let's see, Don, Chris, the shirt blends in with the yellow behind me.
That's actually your dirty blanket.
This blanket was one that was made by my sister-in-law in Nebraska, and because I am a huge Seahawks fan, and if you see half the stuff I have, this color falls.
But the other side,
the other side is kind of like what we got behind us. the universe. It's got a lot of my Seahawks colors in it, but
She thought she'd be funny and she put the rainbow thing on the outside just to be funny.
this is my representation of my wife, the unicorn. So
I think she did it as funny.
I think
So,
she
yes.
probably did too.
Yeah.
So we'll go that way, Don, so that I don't blend nearly as well.
much.
These shirts came from an awesome. If you go to Truth or Consequences, there is a. It's called
Ducat.
Ducat 71. It's a store full of tie-dyed shirts and all kinds of
Mine
stuff.
has a little alien head.
You're
So,
looking
I
better.
know.
though,
That's
than
okay.
that.
I was trying not to follow her.
Okay. Well, so there, good. We saw a good shot of it. So, yes, because of the colors, and these are my Seahawks colors, it blends. So thank you, Don, for that one. Let's see what we got as well
We
coming
have
down.
coming to Texas and Washington. There's a couple of questions that we'll be going through Washington both ways. Texas, we would like to do some stuff
Well,
in Texas.
Devin, depending on the route for Washington, will dictate. One route kind of takes us up
through Montana.
through Montana. So I don't know, son, about the going
With the camper.
with the route. We haven't figured out the whole route that way. Texas wise, not 100%
okay.
sure how.
So one of the things that we've been dealing with is the fact that the company that he was with down here, the normal rotation with oil field work is you work your butt off for anywhere from 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, and then you're supposed to get 2, 3, 4 weeks off. We never were seeing this. And so one of the things that we had hoped was that on his 2 weeks off, we would go out and travel. We'd go see places.
Yeah, we wanted to go to Corpus Christi. We wanted to go, maybe have another Texas meetup, possibly go over to Arizona, see some areas. But if I got 10 days, I was lucky.
And that was fighting for those 10 days.
Yeah, usually it wasn't the case. And again, I'm not going to go into things
Right.
with the work wives. But now I know when my rotation is up, I got 2 weeks. I'll fly out of Alaska. While we're in Alaska, I'll just fly from Dead Horse down to Anchorage. Suzanne will pick me up, and then we'll start adventure. So I'm excited about what we're going to get for content on our
Alaska.
version
Of Alaska.
of Alaska.
And just so you know, I have a lot of inside track in Alaska, so you'll be probably getting a lot more spontaneous videos from me
And why do you have an inside track?
because I lived there for so long.
How long did you live there?
Probably close to 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's got a lot of Alaska knowledge.
And
so
a lot of my clients are probably going to try and push me to get behind the chair. So I'm trying not to. But if they know I'm in Alaska, they're going to be, where's your scissors? Where's your color bowls?
you got to come to Valdez.
Right.
So we know there's a lot of people making the trek up in 2019. I know that the Quimbies have a group,
Yeah,
and
there's a couple of
everybody
people.
there's a lot that sound like
reach
they're
out to
going up.
us. I would love to connect. Yeah.
We would love to caravan with you, but the reality is we're going to have 12 days to make that.
But I will have the
trek.
flex in my schedule that I can meet up with people. So I could drive and meet up with people, and I'm not afraid of that.
So if you want to meet up, have some time. It would give great content. It'll give me something to do at night so that I could edit the videos that she sends up and get to see you that way. And then on the R&Rs, if you can find us and catch us.
So Curtis told us how we were supposed to say it. He's informed us of the proper way. By our powers combined, we are
Giffords on the go.
Woo! We did it.
And wait a minute, but the last part was, it's long, it's quirky, but we like it.
It's
Something
long,
like that.
It's quirky, and we like it.
And if you haven't caught the interview with Curtis and Havilah, we had a lot of fun. We got to spend we had dinner with them one night. Check out Curtis's What Not to Do When You Go Meet the Giffords on the Go for dinner. Because because it might have to do with red and blue lights in his category.
Okay,
and
and so let's see. Can't wait to see your videos. Thank you. Let's see. I don't see any other exact. Looks like Escapers has a meetup in in Alaska in July. Really? Dawn, thank you. I will look that up for sure. Wonder Earth recommends Havilah is cheering for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Havilah.
Yeah. So definitely. Even if Chris is up there working and he can't get down, I'll meet up with people. I love getting to meet all the different people traveling. And if I have any inside tips, my daughter, her boyfriend is a fishing captain, and him and his family run fishing charters out of Valdez. So let me say, if you happen to want to go on a fishing charter, we know a good captain. So,
As for me, I'm going to try and do some vlogging from up there. There is very strict rules up there of what we can and can't
take
show
pictures
because of
Security.
the oil fields and security. But I'm going to do my best to kind of bring some of that little to life, because it is a pretty amazing place to be. You know, when you see some of those movies that it goes dark, I mean, and it doesn't go 100% dark, you get a dusk, but you know, in November, sun goes down and it comes back up. Probably right about now is when they're starting to
You
see
should start seeing stuff like that. Yeah.
some daylight going
Ooh,
back up
and you
there.
know what he's going to get to see because he's leaving so soon is he's going to get a lot of the Northern Lights. And I'm already like, take the GoPros, because my goodness, the Northern Lights, and because the North Pole has shifted, what I feel he's going to experience is more of the, usually in Alaska you see the green belts, and it's literally the color of his blanket. They're like the neon greens and they dance amazing. I mean, you can't even describe what it's like when you see Northern Lights, but I believe he's going to get some of the reds and the purples. So I'm really excited for him to have that experience. We're really excited. Ironically, we never thought he'd be back in Alaska, but there's this twisted part of this that it's actually going to be safer. Here, he's commuting. He's hours and hours and hours on the road, and there's alcohol in the community. So a lot of these guys are drinking at night, and then they're driving all day. There's a lot more accidents. There's a lot more charging. When he goes up to the slope, it's all controlled. It's dry camps. There's they have buses that take him to the site and back. There isn't all this mad raging driving. I don't worry about him when he's up there because and there's food, you know.
Yeah, one of the funnest things about being up there, in the North Slope, the animals are
He's got
they
to
they,
see.
they rule everything.
Yeah.
So if we happen to be driving to a site and a fox or a polar bear by
Caribou?
some chance, or a caribou happens to decide to stop in the middle of the road, we are not allowed to honk. We are not allowed to try and shoo them away. We sit there and we wait.
Yeah.
And you wait until he decides to move.
But you're still on the clock.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
It
You're
is.
paid to look at wildlife.
There's when you think about being in the Arctic Circle, it's a very different experience.
Yeah.
And you know, just like RVing, you get to see some pretty amazing things that you didn't know that you would actually get to experience. So hopefully I will get to share some of that with you. I don't know how much I will get to share, but we'll see. Basically, when you look at Alaska, hit the northern water line, and that's kind of
So after Alaska,
after Alaska.
we've been invited to speak at a Grand Design get-together. It's not sponsored by Grand Design, but it's a local community in Missouri.
Yes.
It's Muddy Waters.
It's the big, yeah. Sorry,
See?
guys. Hang
So,
tight. While
We've
she's talking,
been-
I will
So
look.
it's a Grand Design rally that is open to, I think, more than just Grand Design, but it's a get-together in Missouri, and I thought it was called Muddy Waters something.
Close. It is the Big Muddy Grand Design Missouri Rally. Couldn't say that 10
But-
times or 3
and
times
that's
fast.
middle of September.
September
So-
18th through the 23rd. Our goal is to be there because of the graciously being asked to speak. So if you own a Grand Design and you want to go to that, we would love to see you there.
Yeah.
I
And
believe
we
even
would
if you
go
don't
from
own a Grand
Alaska.
Design, I think they would still Love to see the people there.
RVers.
I believe they're gonna have, like some of the other Grand Design rallies, they're trying to get
Some
a
of the
Grand
reps.
Design RV Tech there. You'd have to go to their Facebook page and check it out to find out
Right.
more about that. So with that,
And
that's
then
the Alaska thing is kind of our biggest update over the course of everything.
But even after the summer, Chris can continue doing that job rotation. But one of our secret hopes that we're kind of trying to manifest is the company that he's going back to, or he was going to go to. Anyways, they have started down here, and we're kind of hoping that maybe for the winter he could just maybe be down here, not have to go all the way up to Alaska, but be on a leg of the company down here. So we're kind of secretly manifesting that, if that's possible.
If it's possible, we're trying. So I see a lot of really good things coming out of this for us with this kind of move. A couple other trips that we're trying to plan right now. We'll finalize stuff as the year goes on. We are intending to try and go back to Hawaii this year. Had a lot of fun when I got to spend 14 months it was in Hawaii doing solar, and so we've been itching to go back.
It was kind of our beginning of our relationship, of really building our relationship, and so it has such a huge heart space for us, and so we're kind of like racking up our mileage points, and we're racking up a lot of things that we're really hoping to make that a trip for us this year, because for our anniversary is in December, and so we're hoping before December, but that's kind of in the works too. We have a lot going on this
We
year.
have a lot going on. Let's see,
Well,
what else we got going on?
So Don is asking if Anchorage will be our home base whilst we're in Alaska. No, Valdez will be, because my daughter's down there. Due to the fact that, and today at the happy hour, one of the couples was saying that the Anchorage couple of the RV parks are looking for work campers. But I wouldn't have. I need time with my daughter. I'm ready for some family time, so I think that's going to kind of be the spade that's going to trump everything. I think it's time. I just want to spend some time down in Valdez with her.
And I'm hoping that she's planning lots of awesome things while I'm up working, and then
Yeah.
when I come home that we
just
go do that.
go out and travel.
And those of you that are going to Alaska, that we get the opportunity to meet up and hang out and say
And then
hi.
somebody asked, I can't remember, I think it was Miss Linda Rose, somebody asked, will I be driving the truck and rig?
No, I believe that was one of it was
Somebody.
either Richard or Hope that said you can drive it, and the selfish side of me says no.
He loves it.
I love my truck. I love driving it.
But he did let me drive the truck today. And it was really nice.
It's a beautiful truck.
It like drives itself. I'm like, oh my god, this thing's like it's like sitting in an airplane cockpit. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, we love the new truck. It's great things. So probably the Alaska is the primary. Hawaii, we're not sure when we're going to make that trip. We did recently find out that, surprisingly enough, Hawaii has camper vans over there. So we're checking into that. That would
be so cool.
That would be
on
a lot
Maui,
a lot of fun.
there is Oahu, but
yeah.
and Oahu is the most common island for people to fly to, because that's where Waikiki, Honolulu, that is. But we felt right at the end of our stay, we were actually on Oahu. We're on the Kaneohe side of the island, but we went to Maui, and we really wanted more time on Maui. Maui's more of an adult island in the sense that there isn't a lot of partying going on. There isn't a lot of kids. You know, it's more adulty, quieter, more my speed. And some of the other things that whilst I'm in Alaska, I will be making a lot more of my pendants and posting them. I'm super excited. I'm getting orders a lot right now, and it's just validating that I'm on my path of making things and creating them. If anybody caught the sign that I repainted or painted, that's even more fun. So lots of that stuff.
Yeah, lots of that. and hopefully on some of it, I'll get to do a little bit of my painting. Probably won't do a lot just because I'm really intent on um,
You got license plates.
and intend on focusing more on my videography and photography over the course of things. Now that I have a Black Magic and we're going to Alaska, I am super stoked about that. So I'll be spending a lot of time learning my editing and filmmaking on those
Yeah.
R&Rs.
And just so if anybody's curious, all of my like healing stuff and all my stuff that I do, my YouTube page is Hello Gorgeous Life, and that's where I post my stuff. So I try to keep it off of the Giffords on the Go, just because it's a different venue, it's a different mindset, and even though it's still positive mindset, it's just a different world that I live in. Okay, I'm a unicorn kind of girl.
So the last one that we are trying to kind of put into play is in November, December-ish, depending on a few other factors. We're going to try and get back to Florida for
We need to.
a little bit. We've got a few things that we need to wrap up down there and kind of address. So we want to make that
It
trip.
may end up being January at this rate. This is kind of we got a busy year.
I want Christmas
Oh,
at Disney World.
that's true.
So,
oh, that's where we have
Where
not done Disney
the
World.
intent is Disney at Christmas time.
We
So
will
it's
see
been-
you in Florida. Hell yeah, girl. We're going to be hooking up, do some campfires.
Oh, why? Yes,
Why,
we will.
yes, we will.
So you'll notice a little bit of a change in some of our content just because of how things are going to go. Ideally, Suzanne's going to kind of keep things going on some of the stuff with maybe
More the travel, vlog, the adventures and stuff.
maybe the occasional live chat. I'll be there in.
We could do a live where you're up there and I wonder, we'll figure out that technology, but I bet we can do this. Where you're live and I'm live and we connect it. I'm just saying, those chat things. The thing where you do the split screen where one person's here, we do a live.
Well, yeah.
Ooh, girl, we're going to be working this out.
Yeah. So you'll
See,
see.
make it super easy. We can help. Laura and John got that knowledge.
There we go. So that's kind of our updates. Oh, and we're taking on the challenge of a little bit more shedding as we do all of this. And in the health realm of our life, the goal, we both lost about 30 pounds
Each.
in the last year.
I would like another 20.
Yeah, and so I'm taking part of this time for me too. We're kind of setting some goals, and
Yeah.
so hopefully when we actually run into somebody live, you'll be a much thinner version. I might even look. Well, I don't want to be quite that thin, but we should be slightly thinner versions of us, and healthier versions
Yeah.
is kind of our.
We do a very we have a loose keto style, but we also do basically really low carbon, very like as low sugar as possible too. That's
Yeah,
really huge for us.
Our keto lifestyle is about like my squirrel. I see a donut squirrel. Yeah. So we are working on learning the keto donuts,
I
but the I
But there's a lot of bacon and eggs in our life, and shoot,
And
I
steak.
can't deny that. Zoom has a way to set it up, and another easy app. I have to look. I do have Zoom. Yes, there's another one. Yeah, I do. I have done a few of those because in my healing world, I do get-togethers with Zoom type where we share. When I work on my mediumship stuff, and we do this kind of thing. So I absolutely understand that one. Yeah, for sure.
Miss Linda, with the whole alien thing has it doesn't have anything to do with it other than the fact that we love them. We believe we're not
alone.
We're not alone. Roswell's only 70 miles away from us.
Not
and
even anymore. It's only 55 from here.
No, it's 70 from here.
No, because we came up 20 miles.
Oh, that was 78. All right.
Yeah.
So it's more just it's just the fun. We look for that very light side
Life.
of things and want to just enjoy. You know, you look up to the sky. The beautiful thing about where we're at right now, the
Yes.
stars are so bright and crisp. No city lights,
Yeah.
and it's like we're boondocking, only we're plugged in.
And the open range. So right outside of the ranch, there is this open range where there's these wild cows and bulls, and you in the mornings you have to like drive through them, and it's like, what is going on, guys? You know, and there's coyotes, and it's kind of cool.
And so our whole alien theme is just because we don't want to be normal.
Nah, we want to have fun.
We just want to smile and have fun and enjoy the things that make us smile. So that's why we have aliens behind us. That's why I wear one smack on the center of my hard hat at work. And you know,
we just want to have fun.
want to enjoy life.
Yeah. Is there anything else we want? Why we have dark skies with the Milky Way, etc. Why be normal? We have yet to see because it's still winter here, just like other places. It's still getting pretty darn. It's getting down to 30 at night. Like right now, it's 48 and it's still dropping. Our days are getting beautiful, but we've had severe winds. We haven't had the snow, thank you. But we've had a lot of the cold, so we haven't been able to be out in the evening hours and just film it or take it in because it's just bloody cold out there.
Yes, normal is very boring. So, and apparently, one of Suzanne's friends, well, they're kind of ours, but more Suzanne's than mine. I haven't got to know them. They also too found one of their naughty little dealers in town, and we didn't stop and pick up milk. Doggone it!
You were driving.
We had the
I
conversation.
gave you the opportunity.
I may have to
So-
run to the store. We might cut this short because so if you're wondering what I'm talking about, there are these naughty they stand about this tall. They wear these little outfits and they hit you outside of Walmarts and everything. And
my girlfriend, I went to visit her. She sent me home with 2 boxes. She had an entire case of them. And she's like, "Oh, these are for you." I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "This is crack cocaine." No.
why? Whoever put the concept? Cute little girls that look at you, smile with dimples, and then add amazing cookies, and you can't say no. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they don't call them Samoas anymore, John. They're called Caramel Delights.
Still the same taste. Still the same
Yes.
great products. Thin Mints and Milk and all of that.
So one of my favorites is vanilla ice cream with crushed up mint cookies on top.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's also good. We did find in New Mexico, I could not believe this, one other of the amazing little things. This is Squirrel Mind going,
Oh,
I'll be right back.
if you can find it.
What do you
So-
mean if I can find it?
I introduced him to this because it is a Minnesota Midwest thing, and see,
What
he
did
doesn't know where it's at. I hide it very well.
How did you do that to me?
It's over in the other pantry. That's why.
We have another pantry?
Yes.
Where do we have another pantry?
It's down there, that bottom row. So, this product is cooked. You make it like you would cream of wheat, but it's called cocoa wheats. And he's bringing the box over, and it has. But we make it, and then you cool it.
Yeah.
And you cool it with ice cream. They actually had it at the grocery store here, and you put a little scoop of ice cream in it. It's hot. It's it's creamy, and then it's ridiculously delicious, and it's so bad.
Right? So, yeah, I will have none of those things while I'm up on the slope. That's sad, but I have something to look forward to.
Right.
So, we've been on for about 45 minutes.
It's a
We just
long
wanted to kind of update everybody
Thank
on
you for sitting with us. Thank you for chatting with us. It's
on
been really
our
fun.
plans. Yes, this has been a lot a lot of fun. I'm digging all the.
I love this interaction, you guys. This is
Oh.
by far one of our best. It just feeling the love.
We do put them in the freezer. They and then with cold milk, yeah, that's like the
This
best
is why
thing.
we're gonna get fat again.
Hey,
We love
Mr.
you. We
Bobby
love
and
you.
Miss Sharon.
Well, you
Jump-
coming at
jumped
the end
on.
here. Well,
Yeah.
love the setup. We like the aliens.
Well, you guys are out there. You've probably seen something in the sky where you guys are.
Crazy.
I recommend not hitting yourself when you fling your arms. That kind of hurts. Ow.
So, there's something that somebody mentioned to me just at one of the happy hours over there in Texas, the Marfa lights. If any of you RVers have seen those or heard about it, we definitely want to check out the Marfa lights. So that's a phenomenon that we want to check out. Yeah, apparently he misses a lot of happy hours because he's at the JOB.
You have not shared about those.
I will tell him about it, you guys. I promise. I promise I won't go by myself and check it out.
Regift them as Christmas. That would be so great, but I won't let them out the door. Sorry, they're just too good.
Oh, yeah, no, it's we're strict for a while. We dump a bunch of weight. We're like we've had it, and then we give ourselves some treats, and that way we can feel normal again, and then we discipline again. And so we're not that strict. We just know that we have to, in the long term, cut out the excessive sugars and the junk, and it's working. I mean, we got big birthdays this year, and we're kind of excited because I think we're doing pretty darn good.
Yeah. So with that said, thanks guys. Check out Heber's Travels, their channel, John and Laura. We enjoy watching them.
Yep.
Wander with Workman's, Phoenix Ramblers.
X marks the spot.
X marks the spot.
Linda
is on.
Rose, do you have a channel?
Miss Linda, do you have something that we can share?
Dream Fury is his son's channel. He does the gaming live. So if any of you gamers are out there, because some adults game, he does the live gaming videos.
Let's see.
Haven't seen them except for the other folks' blogs. Okay.
Let's see. Did I say
Don't
Curtis and Havilah Wander with the Workmans?
Yeah.
According to Curtis, on their post today on that old app, they are still making videos.
I love that, you guys.
Yes,
I just love everybody that we're connecting with because we're all building. We're all just trying to find a community and connect. And I think for me, these videos help us to connect. It kind of brings us all together for a few minutes, and well, this is a long minute, so we really do need to wrap this up.
we do need to wrap this up. And if you haven't watched the adult campfire video by Miss
Don
No.
doesn't have his yet either.
Oh,
So.
by
So
Mr. Bobby and Miss Sharon,
oh
the
my
Phoenix
God,
Ramblers.
the adult camp
The-
video.
Yes, the adult campfire video is quite awesome. Mr. Childers, well done, sir.
Well done with your biscuit.
Yes.
Well done with the biscuit.
So, all right. For the third time's a charm. Guys, thanks for watching.
If you
Joining
haven't
us for
subscribed.
hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more of what's actually coming down the pike with these crazy adventures and these crazy
We'll get more organized.
And maybe 2019 brings Frank into the picture.
Yeah, we're talking about a Frank. We will introduce that. But since some of you came on at the end, if you happen to be going to Alaska, I will be up there and Chris will be up there. So
And that might be one of the little series.
Ooh, I would have way too much fun with Frank up there.
With that, we will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye, guys. Love
Bye-bye.
you.
Love you. No.